Hello, back again with me, Tania. But now, to fulfill my English assignment, I will give you a presentation about the history of Python, a programming language. So, Python was developed by Guido van Rossum in 1985, and at that time, Guido van Rossum worked in a project at the CWI called Amoeba, a distributed operating system. In an interview with Bill Venners, Guido van Rossum said, "In the early 1980s, I worked as an implementer on a team building a language called ABC at Centrum for Wiskunde and Influence. I don't know how well people know ABC's influence on Python. I try to mention ABC's influence because I'm indebted to everything I learned during that project and to the people who worked on it." Later on the same interview, Guido van Rossum continued, "I remembered all my experience and some of my frustrations with ABC. I decided to try to design a simple scripting language that possessed some of ABC's better properties, but without its problems. So I started typing. I created a simple virtual machine, a simple parser, and a simple runtime. I made my own version of the various ABC parts that I liked. I created a basic syntax, used indentation for statement grouping instead of curly braces or begin and blocks, and developed a small number of powerful data types, a hash table or dictionary as we call it, a list, string, and numbers." So what's about the name Python? Most people think about snakes, and even the logo depicts two snakes. But the origin of the name has its root in British humor. Guido van Rossum, the creator of Python, wrote in 1998 about the origin of the name of his programming language. "Over 6 years ago, in December 1989, I was looking for a hobby programming project that would keep me occupied during the week around Christmas. My office would be closed, but I had a home computer and not much else on my hands. I decided to write an interpreter for the new scripting language I had been thinking about lately, a descendant of ABC that would appeal to Unix hackers. I chose Python as a working title of the project, being in a slightly irreverent mood and a big fan of Monty Python's Flying Circus." So, Guido van Rossum published the first version of Python, which is 0.9.0, at February 1991. This release included already exception handling functions and the core data types of list, dict, string, and others. It was also object-oriented and had a model system. Python version 1.0 was released in January 1994. The major new features included in this release were the functional programming tools Lambda, Map, Filter, and Reduce, which Guido van Rossum never liked. 6.5 years later, in October 2000, Python 2.0 was introduced. This release included list comprehensions, a full garbage collector, and it was supporting Unicode. Python flourished for another 8 years in version 2.x before the next major release as Python 3.0 was released. Python 3 is not backwards compatible with Python 2.x. The emphasis in Python 3 had been on the removal of duplicate programming constructs and modules, thus fulfilling or coming close to fulfilling the 13th law of the Zen of Python. There should be one, and preferably only one, obvious way to do it.